And away they go from the 1950 metre marker. Lord of Glencoe is one of the first out of the gate as they settle down to race. Storm Heroes right there short after the start, but a little bit strong. O'Reilly now runs up into that second position. King Dodawet, who's in the green, 1 moment in time in the oranges near the rail. That's racing about 4 lengths off the leader at this stage. Then comes Sherman, who's further back in the run. Gross is called widest of all on the outside of runners, and then further back Semaphore News racing about 7 or 8 lengths off the leader. Further back is Roy's Collusion. Blue Streak is further back in the run, and at the back of the field is Brave Crusader, and that's racing about 12 or 13 lengths off the lead. Lord of Glencoe is the leader. O'Reilly's at the rail. King Dodawet, who's in the green. Back in that 4th position is Storm Hero. 1 moment in time has now pulled off the rails about 5 lengths off the lead at this stage. They're followed further back in the field there along the inside of that one is Blue Streak. That's got about 7 or 8 lengths to make up. Naked Truth is further back in the run. Then Roy's Collusion. And then we drop back to Gross and Brave Crusader. About to turn for home, and Lord of Glencoe, O'Reilly, Storm Heroes back third, King Dodawet, Vested Interest is on the inside. Then 1 moment in time. Further back is Naked Truth, and then comes Semaphore News as they get to the 400 metre marker. And down the inside, Lord of Glencoe. 1 moment in time is hooked right out on the outside, comes to the outside rail. Vested Interest, O'Reilly, Storm Hero, Sherman's trying to get into the race. Coming down to the 200, Lord of Glencoe though. O'Reilly's coming home well now. And O'Reilly hits the front from Lord of Glencoe, but O'Reilly goes on. O'Reilly will win. Second, Lord of Glencoe. Third to Sherman, then Vested Interest. 1 moment in time. Number 2, O'Reilly, the Silvano, ends up toed favourite. I think that's because Dees fancied this, and the Silvano, 10th time at the track at 250. So O'Reilly for Mrs. Liley and partners. Tony Riverland, they win by about 1.5 lengths. Another winner for Brandon Lorena. So it ends up the toed favourite. That quartet pool is over 560,000 rand. Second placing, Lord of Glencoe. That made most of the running. Number 9, and that pays 420 the place. Then number 3, Sherman at 180. And Vested Interest number 4. That pays up at 290. Toed favourite number 2 is the toed favourite, but by 40 cents. Second favourite, 1 moment in time. King Dodawet is further back, and then Blue Streak. So as we look at this, 1 moment in time came to the extreme right-hand side in the orange silks, and O'Reilly now tackles Lord of Glencoe and then runs away from the opposition to win going away. That's the 8th and last from Scottsville. They have a safe trip home. Craig Peters signing off.
Well, number 2, O'Reilly, has come through, and he was having his 10th run today, but rewarded for consistency. And when we chatted to Brandon, he thought back on the turf, the course could suit as well, and that's the way I read it, Tony, because his recent form has been good, and he certainly wasn't winning out of turn today, and he's come through to win a good race as well.
Yeah, Dees, on form he looked the right horse. Brandon's always believed he's a better horse on the grass as opposed to the poly. He was spot on. His penultimate run was most probably his best run on the grass. I've brought him into this race a little different. I haven't been as hard on him because he's not the soundest of horses. He's got fairly flat feet. We've got bar shoes on him. Has a little bit of back problems, so he's always got the physio on him, and I tried to bring him to the race a little different. And I think it paid dividends. I must say well done to Brandon, because there wasn't a lot of pace in the race and he was drawn well and he committed. He had him well placed turning for home. He didn't throw the kitchen sink at him. Obviously we were a little, maybe slightly concerned about Paul's horse. It was a good debut run over a mile. It's not easy to run that well over a mile first time out he was running on. And I thought he might be the danger, but this horse is a 4-year-old. His form's been good and he was very well in himself, and Obviously well done to the breeders, Wilgeborst Driftstud, and well done to Mary Lally, Horsefields, Arthur Potts, Gary Cummings. They're all involved in it. None of them could make it. They all had previous engagements, and hope it makes Horsefield feel a bit better. He said he hasn't been too well. It's a bit of a baby, you know. But yeah, well done to everyone.
Well, you're picking your spots, not sending out many runners, but you're being rewarded with a lot of success.
Yeah, the horses are running well, Dees. It's not actually easy. I don't have a lot of horses to run. I've got quite a lot of babies this year, which is a good thing for the future. We've had a bit of a virus too, just ongoing, a lot of little niggles, but a lot of people are suffering from that, so we're not alone. And you just got to hope when they come here, they're not incubating.
Well, nice way to end off the day.
Thank you, Dees.
Lovely. Let's get Brandon Larina in, and Brandon did give us a bit of confidence. Let's speak to Mrs. Liley before Brandon. And Mrs. Liley has had a wonderful week. 2 winners for you.
2 winners in the week, yes, that's nice. Thank you. And I began to think he was taking up residence in box number 2.
Sure. But, today a fluent win.
Yes, it was very good, very good. Thanks to Tony, he's tried everything, and at last it's paid off. So
these greys, you fond of them?
Pardon?
The greys, are you fond of them? Because he's a striking grey.
Yes, he is. I really wanted him when he was a baby, but then I began to think that wasn't such a good idea.
Although he's taken a bit of time, he's won well.
Yes, that's right. Now, hopefully he can go on with it. And anyway, thanks to all the stable and Tony especially, because he tries very hard, as I've said before.
And any win is a sweetener for you. So you've
Any
had 2
winner.
You have 2 winners this week.
2 winners this week, yes.
Helps pay the bills.
It does.
Well done, Mrs. Liley. Safe travels back home.
Thank you, and you too.
Lovely. Nice chatting to Mrs. Liley, and nice one, Brandon, because, we chatted at length, I could say, about this horse, because I liked him, you liked him, and nice that he's delivered as well.
Yeah, it is. He won a gutsy race today, and I must say well done to Mr. Liley, Mr. Cummings, Mr. Potts and Mr. Horsfield for their patience and perseverance, and they got rewarded today. Hopefully he doesn't go too high in the ratings, and maybe he can steal another one. Obviously the soundness issues also, they'll have to take it day by day, but he won a good race today.
When chatting to jockeys, half the battle is won when you got a lovely position when the starter says go, and you had this horse beautifully positioned.
Yeah, it is. I think that's testament to the work done at stables. His sinus issues in the past were hindering him at the start. He wasn't jumping too well. And Mr. Evelyn got on top of that. In his last 3 starts, he's jumped beautifully. And he's helped me into position just as he done today.
Well, 2 winners today. You'll take that?
Absolutely, Dees. Thank the Lord above. 2 grey horses as well.
Yep. Well, safe travels back home. Nice way to end off the weekend.
Thanks so much, Dees.
Lovely. Brandon, Larina, Mrs. Liley. Well done to all the owners here. Cummings, Horsefield, Potts. And the boys said, I must say, fly like a butterfly, sting like a bee, Brandon Larina. So that's from his supporters here. So nice one. Number 2, Mr. O'Reilly. Should I say O'Reilly? Take off that Mr. 2, 9, 3, and 4. That's the way they cross the line. Race number 8. And it's a wrap of our race meeting from Scottsville this afternoon. And if you find yourself in the winner's queue, well played. And a big thank you to Raymond Rogers, our producer, Craig Peters, who called all 8 races, of course, to Raymond Rogers and his team. And a meeting will never go by without the mention of the best and hardest working cameraman on course, who is none other than Zane. From myself, Dees, Diana, and until we meet again, you enjoy what's left of your weekend. Until then, you take care. Salani Gasle.